Israel Adesanya loses historic ranking spot after fourth straight defeat. The fall of a champion is never easy, but for Israel Adesanya, it marks the end of an era. After suffering his fourth consecutive loss, Adesanya has officially lost a UFC middleweight ranking position he held for an incredible 7 years. Once the dominant king of the 185-pound division, the last stylebender now finds himself outside the top 5 for the first time since his meteoric rise began. A shocking night in Seattle. At UFC Fight Night, Adesanya vs. Pyfer, Adesanya faced rising contender Joe Pyfer in what was supposed to be a comeback fight. Instead, it became a turning point. Despite starting strong with his signature striking, Adesanya was eventually overwhelmed and finished via TKO in the second round. The loss extended his skid to 4 straight defeats, 3 of them by stoppage. 7 years of dominance ends. For years, Adesanya was untouchable in the rankings. Since becoming interim champion in 2019 and later undisputed king, he remained a permanent fixture at the top of the division. That streak is now over. Following the defeat, Adesanya dropped from number 4 all the way to number 9 in the UFC middleweight rankings, officially ending his 7-year stay among the elite. It's a dramatic fall for a fighter who once defended his title multiple times. The losing streak. What happened? Adesanya's current run includes losses to Sean Strickland, Dricus du Plessis, Nassourdine Imavov, Joe Pyfer. While some of these came against elite champions, the latest loss to a lower-ranked opponent carried the most impact on his ranking. Interestingly, analysts note that Adesanya hasn't looked completely outclassed. He often performs well early in fights but gets caught in decisive moments. Times and dominated names like Robert Whittaker, Paulo Costa, and Jared Cannonier. MMA is unforgiving. The reaction across the MMA world has been emotional. Francis Ngannou described the moment as heartbreaking, highlighting how quickly fortunes change in combat sports. Even veteran voices like Matt Brown have questioned what comes next, wondering whether motivation or physical decline is starting to play a role. Comparisons have even been made to Anderson Silva, another legendary middleweight who experienced a late career decline. No retirement yet. Despite the setbacks, Adesanya has made one thing clear. He's not done. In post-fight reactions, he strongly rejected retirement talk, insisting he will continue fighting and rebuild his career. That determination keeps fans hopeful, but the road back to a title shot now looks longer than ever. What's next for Adesanya? With his ranking drop, Adesanya's position in the division has fundamentally changed. Instead of fighting for titles, he may now face rising contenders, serve as a gatekeeper for top prospects, attempt a late-career resurgence. The UFC must now decide how to use one of its biggest stars during the most difficult stretch of his career. Legacy still intact. Even with 4 straight losses, Adesanya's legacy remains undeniable. 2-time UFC champion. Multiple title defenses. One of the most influential strikers in MMA history, but this moment marks a clear shift from dominance to uncertainty. And for the first time in years, Israel Adesanya is no longer at the top.